Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you. Sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you. Welcome to yet another episode of Elite FPL, where you just got two blokes who know nothing about football talking about how they're doing in their FPL, in the game of FPL. And the truth is, I'm going to take this opportunity to not talk about it. Steve, how are you?
Yep, all good. A bit of a stressful, annoying journey from work, taking an hour to get home, which is, to put into perspective, that's half hour extra to normal. I have no idea why there was so much traffic on the road, but there was. But the good news is that Burnley are winning a Jay Rodriguez penalty. I predicted 1-1 in this game. West Brom are all over us, but we're controlling the game, and I'm just looking forward to the stream, talking with you about various things. And
why are you looking forward to the stream?
Because I enjoy streaming.
Because you got a dodgy couple of assists from Salah.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Yeah, lucky fucker.
Did you watch the Man United game yesterday?
Did I watch the Man United game yesterday? Yes, I did.
Tell the audience, what did you think?
Well, we got the result. Wasn't exactly a great performance. I mean, defence are looking good. Varane's looking good. I mean, what do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? They were...
I
mean, it's like, what can I say about that? I mean, it was just like wasn't really a Man United performance. It was just like again, it was I can count like 3 or 4 attempts probably on target.
But there's no attack to them, is there, Jace? To me, there's nothing about them. Defensively, you're really, really solid. Like,
yeah,
really
yeah. I mean, defensively, we've solved it. Well, in my opinion, we've solved the back line, but we've definitely got problems up front. And I'm hoping that the addition of Anthony will actually cause a bit, almost force them to improve their game. Otherwise, they're going to get benched. So, Rashford,
it's anonymous. He's just anonymous. He got an assist, a very good assist, but he's just anonymous.
Yeah, but a lot of them were. It wasn't just Rashford. I thought Bruno had a good game again. For me, Bruno Fernandes is showing signs of getting back to his previous best. Not convinced by Man United. I'm not convinced at all about Man United at the moment. Yeah, I can't really say much more than that. I was lucky to get those points from Rashford. It was a good goal by Sancho, but I'm glad we got the win. And if you're going to play poorly, I wouldn't say we played poorly. I just think we just didn't have any threat, you know? And it was just like, if we still get 3 points, then I'm not going to moan about it, you know?
Although I do agree with talking of poorly, says the thing about last night, other teams would have been, well, you say other teams, let's be honest here, Man City would have been 2 or 3-0 up at half time. Yeah. Leicester, I mean, you were playing Leicester at the end of the day that are completely out of sorts. The only threat they carry is from set pieces, really. Other than that, they were hopeless last night. And you deserved the win from, like you stated, a professional standpoint. Defensively, you didn't deserve to concede. It must be frustrating from your point of view that Alex Vollo is now second in the YouTube chat league, and it's all thanks to his one differential in Dalot, the player that you got rid of 3 game weeks ago.
No, Dalot is a good player. Like, I like Dalot a lot, and certainly Sam has asked a question in the chat. Is he an option now that they've improved defensively? Absolutely, he's an option. 4.4. I would say Malacia also, but I like Dalot. I think we've got a lot to improve on, and I'm just hoping that. I mean, Casemiro for me, he was a bit wasteful. He gave the ball away a few times, but he's just gelling. He's just finding his feet. He might take him a few games. I'm hopeful that I'd rather have the issue of improving the attack than the issue of improving the defense, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, there's an old saying, isn't it? Like, oh God, you might be able to correct me now, but isn't like games are won by the attack, but leagues are won by the defense, or something like that? I don't know.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. So, you know, ultimately,
I mean, you've got Arsenal up next. That's got draw written all over it. Maybe 0-0, 1-1.
It won't be 0-0.
No. Oh, no. West Ham hitting the post, comes out. Could have been put in by anybody, but thankfully there wasn't a West Bromwich Albion player there.
Martial is a big loss for United. Yeah, he is. Just too injury prone is Martial.
You think that? Sorry, in the Arsenal game, there's going to be goals.
I think there will be. I don't think it's going to end 0-0. Not with that Arsenal attack.
I think you're just
not with Gabo Jesus. You reckon?
Yeah, I think you're gonna. I'm predicting 1-1 in that game.
So you think there's gonna be goals?
1-1 is hardly goals. I mean,
Well, there's 2 goals. No, what I mean is 1-1, 2-1 either way could easily be a scoreline for me. I think there could be goals in that game, not a 0-0 is what I meant to say. You think there'll be goals? Yes, Stevo. Well, I don't. Okay, what have you got? 1-0. So then you want goals. It's like the goals will be in the game, right?
What I'm saying is that I'm not expecting it to be like a high-scoring 2-2, 3-2.
Yeah.
High scoring. I think it's just going to be like a flat 0-0, 1-0 either way, 1-1.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Rashford to get a goal. Yeah. You got him down for that.
I wouldn't. I'm going to be putting a bet down for it and make more profit on it. Literally profit.
Anyway, it's hello to everyone in the chat. Hello Max. Hello Nick. Hello Maestro. Hello Zane. Hello Connor. Karma's there too. FPL Bailey was on about the intro music. He's like, oh, I prefer the newer song. And then we switch it to the newer song, and then you got the people, oh, I prefer the older song. It's like, you know what? Why don't we just do half and half? United looked better with Ronaldo came on and added that fear factor. And yeah, well, come on, it was only Leicester. Let's just calm down a little bit, shall we? They were awful. Ronaldo, aerial ability, second to none. If he'd have scored that overhead kick, it would have been insane. But,
oh, yeah.
It was a good chance. It was a good chance. I wonder how much of my team will get rotated if Perisic and Haaland don't play. This is the question. How much of your team are you expecting to play? I mean, Haaland. Don't even get me started on Haaland. Yeah, I mean, I don't even want to relive. I don't even want to relive the events of the. I was so annoyed because Pep did not need to bring Kevin De Bruyne on in that game. They're 5-0 up. It made no sense to bring him on, to risk him, right?
Agreed.
And I was thinking, you know what? I'm happy with Jesus' points. You know, I didn't vice captain Haaland, so be it. I'm happy with Jesus' points. And all of a sudden, I think it was Pete or someone told me that he'd come on. I
didn't realise you vice captain Jesus. Oh right, I thought it was Haaland you vice captain.
Yeah, well, would have been nice. I still would have been alright with the points, but I mean to get, you know, the 1 point doubled, it was a bit of a blow. But fortunately, sorry.
Just a quick one, isn't it funny how both our players that we brought in both got assists, albeit mine was John Stones, yours was Rashford.
When I saw that, I was like, oh, piss off.
But he could have had 2 assists. I think he got the assist of the assister or something like that.
You know, I just thought some days I just don't want to look at FPL, and that day was a day I didn't want to look at FPL. For those wondering, my points are on the screen. I got 60 points in the end. Rashford coming in with the assist, just getting me up to 60, but it was a shocking week compared to others.
Hold a minute. Two games ago, you were rubbing it in saying you were 40 points clear of me, or 20, whatever it is. Now you're only 3 points clear.
No, I wasn't 40. I don't think I was 40 points clear of you.
It was 25, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that. I mean, I wasn't rubbing it in. I just thought,
I think you were, mate.
I don't think I was rubbing it in. I was just pointing it out, and I think.
Come on, chat.
But you know. I'm still above you, Stevo, and I still consider you a someone in my rearview mirror that I need to be aware of. But I'm not worried by your team in any way, shape, or form, and I'm still confident with mine. So let's just see. It's all going to come down to one thing, Stevo, and that's captaincy picks. That's the truth. That's honestly what it is.
Yeah. Apply that to anything this year.
And this is why I like the fact I've got KDB and you haven't. Because if you do captain Haaland and he doesn't play for whatever reason, you're probably going to vice captain Salah. You know
what the funny thing is that if I didn't have John Stones, I legitimately would be bringing in Kevin De Bruyne for Salah this week and captaining. That's what I would be doing.
Well, that's what I want to do. I want to captain KDB and stick with it. Unfortunately, you know, it'll probably backfire again.
Do you want to just quickly go through? You don't need to go through the top 4, but certainly the top spots of the YouTube Chat League.
The YouTube Chat League. Yes, we're going to go through the Rivals League. So the YouTube Chat League. Let's start with that first. So Haaland Days Source are very funny, very good. David Foster is at the top of the YouTube Chat League. 85 points this week. He captained Haaland, no surprise there. Had Rodrigo in his
as well.
Yeah, There's only a few points in it. Captain Haaland, Andreas, Pereira, Martinelli, Salah, Jesus in his team, Cancelo in his team. Still getting a respectable 85 points. Yeah. Even with Rodrigo, Alexander-Arnold, Celeber, Gross, all getting him absolutely nothing, along with Sanchez. That's the thing, isn't it? Sanchez, the bandwagon. Everyone gets him in, and then all of a sudden he blanks.
Sorry, Jace, because I'm going to miss this otherwise. So Connor Knows Soccer in chat is one of the guys from Chain Wrestling, hence the T-shirt. And he's saying here, Jace, that he triple captained Haaland this week.
Oh. I don't know him, but thanks for sharing that with us.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you know that no one else? Well, there was a few people that triple captained actually. There was someone in the Torbay Elite triple captained him as well.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Alex Volo, let's bring him up. So 90 points.
He's doing really well this year, Alex.
It's all because he's doing our thumbnails.
Yeah.
Captain Haaland, Jesus, Martinelli, Salah, Cancelo again. 90 points. Dallo, oh God, getting the bonus points there as well. Got the bonus 2 there for Dallo. He got bonus 2 in that game.
I said to him,
but he got bonus 3, but he got a yellow card. Wow, I mean, he's got a yellow card and got bonus 3. Yeah, he's an option, man. He's definitely an option. Now that United are looking solid at the back for 4.4. In fact, is he going up in price?
I've no idea.
I wouldn't be surprised if I wouldn't be surprised if he's going up in price, but at 4.4 he's an option, definitely. There's so many bloody leagues, like Alex Volo. Alex, if you're watching, why are you in so many leagues?
Delot is going up tonight. Delot, Ward, Henderson, Bernardo, and Martinelli. Martinelli again going up. Wow.
Right. FPL Sparta, John McEwen, just monster points again, 91 points. Just Captain Haaland, Salah, Martinelli. It's a pattern here. Jesus, Walker, Cancelo, all both getting in points over Andreas Pereira. What's your thoughts on the people that got rid of Reece James now to find out that he's back in and fit and healthy?
For me,
Chelsea is still shit, right?
I'm one of those people. I don't really care. Can I just get something off my chest, actually? And this is almost members worthy, and I think it's something that you probably
Here we go.
With, but I am getting a bit sick of, even though I mute a lot of FPL content creators on Twitter because all they do is spam, but I'm getting a bit sick of the narrative that content creators are creating by this whole thing of like, I'm getting rid of Reece James. Essentially, everybody should follow what I'm doing, and then they tweet out stuff about how they're annoyed that Reece James is now going to be fit and available. What do I do? Do I bring him back in and stuff? And
amateur.
It's every single content creator that's saying this. Like,
is it? I don't know. Who said, I mean, it's not calling out names, but
Paul Lee made a point about. I mean, this happens in anything. Absolutely, it doesn't have to be fantasy football. You could apply it to cryptocurrency. You could apply it to wrestling, music. It doesn't matter. But if you're a popular account, if you're a nobody like us, and you tweet out, for instance, in Paul Lee's case, it was some statistics about Salah and Haaland. You get no interactions whatsoever. The second a popular account does it, they get like hundreds of interactions, loads of retweets, everything. Like, hold a minute here. What about this person here that's said exactly the same thing before these people and gets absolutely nothing? It's just weird. Like, I notice it in like with us, for example. Like, I always say this.
People are just sheep, Steve-o.
Yeah, everybody says like, oh, why doesn't anybody do 3 p.m. kickoffs for fantasy football? Well, we do. Do you not look for this stuff? Do you just, follow the big content creators and everything?
You don't like us, Steve-o.
Honestly, yes. But it's always like an interesting thing, and I
don't like us because we say it as it is.
I do find it quite funny though that it is one of those situations where it does seem that if you just block out, like me and you do, listening into content creators and stuff, and go with our own quote gut instincts, actually we do all right. Because a lot of these content creators, they go with the template for obvious reasons. I get it, and the template's doing really, really well. But if, for argument's sake, like what you did with Rashford for the other day, you know, I did genuinely say I thought it was a good pick, but the majority of people are just like, nah, you're a fool.
Yeah.
What are you doing that for? But I think it was a good pick, and none of the content creators would be going for Rashford or anything like that.
No. They'd be scared to. Even if they were thinking about it, they'd be scared to, because they would know that they were going to get backlash. Yeah,
and I think also as well, I do feel sorry for some of the big content creators, because a lot of their viewers are literally relying on what they're doing to copy them.
Yeah, they're like, they get messages all the time going, "Tell me what you're doing with your team, please tell me what you're doing with your team." No, fuck off. Do something. Do make your own decisions. You lazy.
And you really think, like, with Alex Follow, take Alex Follow as an example, who is doing exceptionally well. He's moved up to 82,000 in the world, second in the YouTube league. He's got Meslier. I did tell him to get in Sanchez or Henderson. They're probably the best two sub 5 million goalkeepers. But Dalot, an excellent differential. Trossard, he can plod along. But the rest of his team is pretty much like as you'd expect. And like you said, it's just down to the captaincies and everything. And he's clearly playing his way. He said on Twitter that he's just following a process. It's great. Yeah. It's great to see. And I genuinely wish him all the best. And hopefully,
everyone should follow their own process in fantasy football. And, you know, that's where you get the most satisfaction for when it goes right, because you know that you've been behind.
Take John Stones as an example. When I said I was going to bring him in, everybody in chat went, "You're an idiot. You know, don't do it. He won't start. He's rotation risk and everything." And I just made the point, yeah, but he probably will start, and he's the most attacking threat of the 4 defenders, barring Cancelo. He pops up with an assist. Could have got another one. I think he had a goal ruled offside as well, or a goal was ruled off that John Stones assisted.
This is Madeline Tudor's team. Is that Belgium? Is he from Belgium? Madeline, are you in the chat?
He's in Belgium? The chat. Yes, yeah.
73 points.
That's not Belgium. That's I know the flag when I hear the name. I can't think. That's definitely not Belgium.
I know the flag when I hear the name.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Meaning the second I hear it, I'll be like, yes, of course.
Oh, they can't see the flag on the stream. No. It's blue, yellow, and red. Romania. Yes.
Romania.
Yes. Is that Belgium? Yes. I'm from Romania. Oh, that part of Belgium. Oh, yeah, I know that. That's awesome. Thank you. Sorry, it's Romania. Have they got similar flags? Oh,
yeah, okay. Belgium's black, I think.
Instead of blue.
I think so, yeah.
There we go. Blue, yellow, red. Okay. I need to go back to flag school. I do apologise. I'm as good as I am with flags as Steve-O is with accents. Good score, 73 points. Ramsdale in goal. The both Liverpool boys returning him nothing. Perisic, Cancelo is the only one in that back line that got him points. He got more points than the whole of the other 4 defenders and goalkeeper combined. Salah, Martinelli, Gross, and then the big points coming in from Haaland and Jesus. 73 points is very good. More than me even with that back line.
And before you go on to the right, congratulations to the top 4. It is an extreme. I did mention it in the members video the other day. It is
still tight.
Still
very, very tight. Still also play for. If you're down in 45th, 48th, you know where Steve-O is 50th.
And you're 49th.
It's only 64 points. 64 points between, you know, pretty much 64, 68, 66 points from first. 66 points between first and 50th. Still catchable. Easily to catch that.
72 points between me and top spot CW in the Rivals League.
Easy to catch that. Buffy's doing all right. He's ahead of you. He's level on points with you.
There's a lot of people watching at the moment. If you
Is there really?
Show support by just simply hitting the like button, hit that subscribe button as well, and goes a long way. But yeah, if you want to go to the Rivals
If you
League,
haven't already liked, commented, and subscribed to the stream, then you are not doing us a good service. We need to get to 10,000 subscribers, guys, and you and only you can help make that happen. Also, don't forget to vote, or not vote, but nominate us, please, in the Football Content Awards. Because I think that that's open for another few weeks, and what you need to do is go to their website or go to their Twitter, and if you go to their website, they actually give you a template that you can tweet out that says, I'm voting, I nominate Elite FPL in the FTA
I don't think
Awards.
it's that at the moment. It's just literally just putting...
It's nominations.
It's just nominations, yeah.
That's what I said.
There's the link.
I said it's nominations.
In the chat.
Thank you, Steve-O. Let's see how long we can keep the camera on Steve-O before he gets uncomfortable.
Well, I could care less because I don't know that the camera's on me, so... but yeah, if you want to talk about CW's team, who's top of the Rivals League, that'd be good. And then if I have to, it'll be the same again. What am I talking about? I'm talking about Haaland captain, Martinelli 10, Salah 10, Cancelo, Haaland captain, Martinelli 10, Salah 10, Cancelo 12. There we go. Every team's going to be the same. Notable differences in this team. It's gross, isn't it? Diaz. Gross and Diaz.
Yeah, Diaz and Gross. That's about it, really. Everything else is pretty much what you'd expect.
10 points between him and John Sparta in 4th.
This is what I like to see. This is a true supporter of the show. Not too many leagues, and two of 7 of them are ours.
Don't look at Dreads. Dreads part of about 50.
Is he? Haaland Source again. David Foster, we've looked at his team. Volo, we've looked at... Yeah, it's the same teams. Let's quickly look at Maple Syrup FC, Mr. Anderson. 75 points. Haaland captain. He's got Luis Diaz, though, instead of... Yeah, so he's gone Diaz, Martinelli, Cancelo, Jesus. So it's Diaz, really, Gundogan. Kulusevski in his team with Rodrigo. I wonder what he's going to do about Rodrigo. Play James, I guess. That's the obvious choice. Plays James. Nice one. Nice one, Mr. Anderson. Seamus Gray, Dally Pool, 84 points. Haaland. Captain Salah, Martinelli, Jesus.
What was going through your
Cancelo.
head when that fortuitous Salah assist came through?
Oh, just fuck off, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. you lucky bastards, all of you. That's what was going through my head. I'll be honest with you. Still don't give a shit about not owning Salah. I'll tell you that much.
No. He's got one more game for me, which is tomorrow. And then it's what game week would be then? 7, something like that. Game week 7.
What for? Sorry, for his fixtures.
Game week 6. So
game week 7 comes after game week 6, generally speaking.
So I'll be going with probably wild card 8 or 9.
So So Salah against Wolves. Then he's got away at Chelsea. Which could easily be a difficult one there. And then he's up against Brighton, another tough one. So yeah, a couple of tough games coming up for them in terms of defences anyway. Sterling on your radar, Steve-O?
Now Aubameyang's signed. In fact, Aubameyang's on the radar.
How much is Aubameyang?
Only 9 million.
Striker?
Yeah. That could be an absolute bargain. When you got
who's going to be the first to take a punt on that?
Well, he's going to play. He's got West Ham next, tough fixture. He probably doesn't start, but then his game after that is away at Fulham. And honestly, I tell you what, Chase, Aubameyang away at Fulham.
He's out with a broken jaw, says Salvin.
That can't be true. How did they get him through the door then?
Well, the medical, you can still pass a medical.
Oh, okay.
If he's like cardio. Just can't talk, mate.
That's ridiculous.
I don't know if that's true or not. I'd rather take Darwin, says Mr. Dawson. He ain't gonna just walk back. He ain't gonna walk back into that team. Firmino's playing out of his skin at the moment. It's given Klopp a dilemma. That's what it is. Firmino's just rediscovered these goals out of nowhere. You know what? He knows he's low in the pecking order. That's why Firmino, and he's playing to save his place. That's what he's doing. The manager can't drop Firmino right now the way he's playing.
No.
Someone smacked him with a crowbar. Nick.
WWE. Back in 2000.
From the top of the cage.
Absolutely hilarious.
I actually don't know what's going on. He got robbed in bar. Really? Why don't I know about this? I don't know about anything. Let me just highlight that. So we've got a super chat from Christian Ashley. Haaland's going to play, guys. Pep said in the presser.
I don't think he actually said it directly. He just said that he's young enough that he doesn't need as much rest.
So that means he's going to rest him because that's what Pep does. He plays mind games with everybody. Like, he gets people into a false sense of security and then he just screws everybody up.
Hello, Geordie Kev. I just want to say also as well, Pramit Chauhan said he's been a long-term supporter of the show, been watching us for a few years. Hello, mate. He's here now. Geordie Kev. Hello, pal. I know it's rare to see you here.
Nice one, mate. Thank you for being here.
And also, just want to quickly say that...
Triple H with a sledgehammer. I love it.
The Discord is open. We do want to take your calls about your dilemmas.
Do we?
In your teams, yes.
Do you want to talk to them? Because I don't. And if you come up here talking about how you captain Haaland, I'm going to ban you from Discord.
No. We want to talk about Game Week 6. Game Week 5 is over now. So get in the waiting room. Get your team and the team screenshots. And we want to talk to you regarding Game Week 6.
Get in the waiting room, ladies and gentlemen. Get in the waiting room. Roll up.
Should we just quickly go through our score predictions?
No.
Tough. That's what we're going to do.
Who cares about score predictions? Who wants to know about score predictions in the chat? I don't think anyone cares, mate.
I think more people care about that.
I think you overestimate your predictions, mate.
I've done quite well this week.
Yeah, where did you come?
I don't know, to be honest with you, but either way, apparently, if I got the average score right in
anyone drafted for fun, got him in.
Well, you got him in, didn't you?
I did.
Playing him this week? Against West Ham in the 3 p.m. kickoffs, covering them live tomorrow. Remember that, everybody. Get as many familiar faces here as possible for the 3 p.m. kickoffs Saturday. Kickoffs covering games. We'll be covering tomorrow. So make sure you're all there for that bit of fun. But yeah, Jex.
Am I going to be there?
I'm assuming you're not, but I hope you are. But I'm assuming you're not.
What games are there?
Brentford, Leeds, Chelsea, West Ham.
I'm going to slowly say Brentford, Leeds. So that's Tony, right? Yeah.
Chelsea, West Ham.
So that's Cucurella, yeah.
Newcastle, Crystal Palace.
Didn't give a shit about
that. Forest versus Bournemouth.
Same again.
Spurs versus Fulham.
You're not selling it to me, mate.
And then Wolves versus Southampton.
No, I'm not going to be there. I'd rather just go for a walk along a canal.
Lucky for some.
What are we doing, Steve? Are we getting a call?
We'll go for predictions. Let's go for the predictions first, and then we'll
okay.
See if anybody wants to come live on air.
You better want to.
So we're kicking off with Everton versus Liverpool, Jace. Salah captain for you?
Hang on. I just need to just paste that in there, and I can bring comments up. Sorry, what were you saying? We're kicking off with what?
Everton versus Liverpool.
Are we? Yeah, we are. Everton. Yeah, first off, we're kicking off with Everton versus Liverpool, Steve.
What are you thinking? What are you thinking about this game?
Well, I'm thinking that Mohamed Salah is going to continue to get points.
In a high-scoring game, a 1-0 victory. Well, we need to elaborate on this.
I think that this game could be 2-0 to Liverpool.
2-0. Expect to keep a clean sheet.
Yep. Everton are hopeless. It's a derby though. Could get a goal.
You say they're hopeless. They're not actually. They are, but
they are.
The way Liverpool are playing at the moment, I think.
Equally.
Yeah, they're both hopeless at the moment. To be fair, they're not exactly.
4-1 Liverpool says Crypto FPL. Slaven Peterson says 1-1 draw. Dawson's going with a 3-1 win to Liverpool. Mohammed saying 4-1 to Liverpool. Bruce in the chat. Hey guys, I didn't even realise the stream was on. That's how much I care about FPL. Bruce obviously a little bit better. Hello, One Life Soccer. How you doing, mate? Hello, Fire Tog. Ramanathan 3-1 Paul. Brew, cheer up. Just need one good game week and you'll be back to your normal self again. So I had a shocker as well. Welcome to the Hangout gang. Nice of you to finally show up, says Paulie. Paulie calling them out. We were in Hangouts. Jason and Steve are open Hangouts as the rest are in there. What do you mean open Hangouts? Should we just kick them out? Just drag them into the waiting room. So let's just talk about Everton. Yeah, I reckon 2-0 Liverpool on that one.
I think it's going to be
Diaz and Salah. Diaz and Salah getting the points.
Why Salah though? What made you think in Salah?
I think he'll get a return, either a goal or an assist, because he'll combine again with Firmino. He's got Diaz there with him. I think that I think they got 2 goals in them, Liverpool minimum. So yeah,
I do agree. I just think this is going to be very, very tight. I think it's going to be like the equivalent of like the Arsenal Man United game, but obviously Everton, the much poorer quality of team. I think defensively they've tightened up a bit. I think Connor Cody and Tarkowski are putting together a nice partnership. And
oh my god,
what's up?
Connor Cody and Tarkowski. I mean, I just can't take it seriously.
They're building a good partnership.
Are they? Fuck, mate. They're shit.
With Pickford in goal as well. There's almost like a.
Anyway, it's going to be goals galore in that game. So don't listen to Steve-O. Oh, he's building a good partnership. Yeah, partnership picking the ball out of the net. Who's going to do it? Who's doing it this time? Whose turn is it now?
I think it's going to be a tight game. I think that.
Oh, Steve-O, you're just trolling me, man. You're just trolling now. Let's move on. It's bloody tight game. What do you think? 1-0, 1-0?
I certainly think 1-1. If that happened, I would not be surprised. Their last fixtures have been 1-0, 2-1, 1-1, 1-0, 1-1, 1-1. So this could be ending up as a 1-1. They've tightened up defensively. No. I think because of Liverpool's quality, they'll just come through with a 2-1 like against Newcastle. But honestly,
okay. Well,
very tight.
I won't be surprised if it's 3-1, to be honest. Let's go Brentford versus Leeds. Tony, can you get me something in this game?
He must be a frustrating one for you. Another yellow card for him.
Yep, always frustrating. This could be the opportunity that gets on the score sheet. A couple of goals would be nice. I'm going to go Brentford 2, Leeds 1.
I think I've got
Brentford 2, Leeds 2, Ramanathan. That's a good prediction.
Yeah, that's what I'm predicting. 2-2.
I'm going to go 2-1 for the home team, but also 2-2 would be just as convincing. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Although Leeds were pretty, from what I saw, weren't exactly great against Everton the other day. Although ironically, Harrison looked like the most liveliest, but he got one of the lowest rated scores on whoscored.com.
Well, we should always go with the scores, the ratings. Chelsea versus West Ham. I see West Ham scoring.
Well, yeah, because Chelsea can't defend.
So I'm going to go with 2-1 to Chelsea.
I think I've got this down as a 1-1. And I honestly, if West Ham were to win this, I would not be surprised.
1-1, really, a 1-1.
Stamford Bridge, they're rubbish. Their home form is terrible. And I think, yeah, you're right. Chelsea could. Oh, I should have gone for it then.
Nottingham. Well, is there any? Do you think there's a? Hang on. Do you think there's some points in Nico Williams this game week? Raja says, yes.
Well,
I do.
This is the one time everybody's going to be playing
Yeah.
Nottingham Forest defenders, and I bet they concede against Bournemouth.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised.
You just know it, don't you?
It's an option. 2-1 sounds about right. 2-1 Chelsea. A lot of people saying in the chat 3-1 Chelsea as well. Conan Mohammed saying 3-1 is a common score that people are predicting in that game.
Why are they thinking 3-1? Where's this 3-1?
Well, I guess they're on the Sterling. They're on the what's the word? Crap. Kool-Aid. The Sterling Kool-Aid. Newcastle Crystal Palace. Steve-O.
Very, very, very tight game.
Yeah, 0-0.
I wouldn't go as far as saying nothing. They
Wilf
both can
Zaha's
score.
in form.
Yes.
I said a couple of weeks ago I wouldn't even look at him. You know, I didn't even know how much he was because I didn't even check him out, and he's been on fire. He's been absolutely on fire. Would you reckon? I'm going to go 0-0. You're going to go 1-0.
I've gone 1-1.
Yeah, 1-0. There we go.
1-1, 2-1 either way. Mainly in Newcastle's favour.
Moving forward, we've got the certainly Nottingham Forest Bournemouth game. You mentioned Bournemouth getting a goal, ironically, because people are going to play Nico maybe this week. I'm going to go 1-0 to Nottingham Forest. It's a 1-0 win.
Well, I've gone with 0-0. Bournemouth are trying to get something. They're going to be wanting to get at least a point. Nottingham Forest are going to want to get a point out of this. I just think 0-0. Nottingham Forest look terrible in front of goal. Bournemouth, you know, from what I've seen of them, just they have a bit of threat about them. If anything, maybe 1-0 to Bournemouth. But it's not going to be a high-scoring game whatsoever. And yeah, I expect this to be very, very, very boring. 0-0, something like that.
Then we go on to the Spurs-Fulham game. London Derby, Steve-O. Is it going to be Kane again getting the points?
Yeah. His history against Fulham is outstanding.
What's going on with Son? What would you do would you stick or twist if you were a Son owner?
Is there actually any Son owners out there? I mean,
probably not.
If I'm Conte, I'm playing Richarlison ahead of Son.
Really? I don't know. I don't see that happening. Don't see it happening.
But it should happen because Richarlison looked. I think Richarlison performed.
Play him over Kulusevski, more like.
But they play in two different positions. Even though
Richarlison, I've seen him play on the right.
He can do, but I think that he's more of a better threat on the left /
Yeah, but Son's playing Son's playing there.
But Son's playing rubbish. Like,
Brew,
really
they're not going to drop. Brew's in the chat. They're not going to drop Son. No way. They'll drop Kulo out before they drop Son, I think.
Well,
Spurs Fulham. Spurs Fulham. I'm going to say. I'm going to go 2-1. I think Mitrovic will score in this game. 2-1 Spurs.
I've gone 2-0. 1-0.
Son won't start as Clickus.
Well, hopefully, I say hopefully not. I mean, I couldn't care less, but I think for Richarlison's sake, I think he's worthy of starting Richarlison. I really do. Although
I see Mitrovic putting 2 past Spurs, says Raja.
Well, ironically, this is the ideal. This is the ideal game for Son. Counter-attacking.
Vincent saying, I was saying it in Discord, I feel Son will get benched this week also.
There we are. Well, I'm going 1 or 2-0 to Spurs.
Interesting. Moving on to the Wolves-Southampton game. Wolves-Southampton, a game that I could not care any less about. Any Pedro Neto owners out there? Remember him, Steve-O? Anyone going to crawl out from the woodwork and go, I've still got him in my team yet? Wolves-Southampton. Oh, God, that doesn't get me excited at all. I'm gonna go nil. No, do we 0-0? Southampton Wolves. I mean, oh God, I'm gonna go 0-0, Steve-O.
I'm not gonna go 0-0 simply because Southampton can score, and I honestly think that Southampton.
Any team can score, Steve-O.
Yeah, but they've got goal scorers. Wolves have got quality players.
Well, Che Adams,
can't
you mean?
hit a barn door. So
You say they got goal scorers. They've got Che Adams. That's about it.
Che Adams, James Ward-Prowse.
Oh yeah, from the free kick maybe.
The point being is that they're an attacking team, and
Are they?
I've gone 1-1.
The nuclear atom says the same.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Aston Villa. This is a game that will be. I think this is going to be absolutely carnage. Karma baby, look away now. I think Man City will absolutely thrash Aston Villa. I'm going to go 4-0 Man City, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's more than that.
4-0.
No, not 4-0. 4-0.
You're going 4-0. I've gone 4-1. And
you've got them to get a goal, have you?
Yeah. Man City are susceptible to conceding, and Aston Villa will attack, and they've got goals in them.
Everyone's got goals in them with you, mate. You think they're going to score against Man City? They won't even have the ball.
I think there's opportunities for Aston Villa. They'll get the ball in the back of the net.
50p on. I'll give you a 50p bet on that.
What, on both teams to score?
No, on both teams to score.
Not a problem at all. Send it in the mail.
Yeah, I will, mate.
Oh.
How much are stamps these days?
I'll happily put that.
Yeah, put it on the next bet.
WhoScored.com have got them as 4-1 winners as well. They've also got Alvarez starting up front ahead of Haaland.
Interesting. Brighton versus Leicester.
I think I've gone with 2-1, but based on
2-1 Brighton.
Hold a minute. Based on last night's game, 2-0 to Brighton.
2-0 Brighton. I'm going to go 1-0 Brighton, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's 2-0. I don't see Leicester scoring. They're shocking. And Brighton have got a solid defence and a good midfield. So, yeah, I just think they'll just get the win there comfortably. 1-0 Brighton.
On to your local derby with Dan.
Manchester United versus Arsenal.
The derby with Dan. Like I said, I think they're going to cancel each other out. I'm going 1-1, Jace. Both teams are going to be trying to hit on the counter-attack. I think Arsenal are going to have the most possession in the game.
This is a tough one. This is a real tough one. I honestly don't know. It all depends on... Does he start Anthony or does he bring him on? That's the question.
Do you know much about this Anthony?
Brilliant player from Ajax. I've been watching a few YouTube videos of his performances. Absolutely looks amazing. Right. He looks really good. He looks like a FIFA player that's got 99 attack, 99 dribbling, 99 pace. It's like... No, he looks really good, but obviously, these highlight videos are a little bit biased, aren't they? Because you're seeing the best of clips of him when he's done good things. But 4-4, come on, Kevin, get out of town. I wouldn't be surprised if this game ends up 1-0 either way. I really wouldn't. I've got this horrible feeling that we won't get control of the midfield and Odegaard will dominate and be let. I reckon
Odegaard could be injured.
Really?
Yeah.
If Odegaard's injured, then I'm gonna go 1-0 Man United. 1-0 Man United.
So 3 1-0s in a row.
1-0, yeah, 1-0 Man United, yep. Yeah, if Odegaard's injured, then I'm definitely going with a win to United. Like, Odegaard is the workhorse in midfield. He's the one that they look for, and if without him in, it could be a different dynamic, a different Arsenal team. Well, it will be a different Arsenal team, but it'll be. I think there could be a bit of a disconnect between defense and attack. We'll have to wait and see, but I think that Man United could get a sneaker win, 1-0. It won't be. It will be an ugly win, but it won't be a good win. It'll be another grind. Arsenal will have chances. I think we've got a good enough defence in Varane and Martinez to shepherd, the threats from Martinelli and Jesus and Saka. 3 goals, Arsenal 2 for Jesus, 1 for Martinelli. Showing you just because you've got him in your FPL team. That's the only reason you're saying that. I mean, if United get a clean sheet in that game, are you bringing in a United defender legitimately? Because they are absolute bargain basement.
Well, in game week 7, I'll have 2 free transfers, and certainly looking at their fixtures upcoming, which aren't exactly the greatest on the planet.
My heart says Salvin. I mean, 5-0 United would be amazing, but I'm a bit realistic, and I'm not convinced just yet we've got that in the tank.
They've got Crystal Palace, Leeds, Man City, Everton, Newcastle, Tottenham. They're horrible fixtures, but the way they're defending at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But who do I bring him in for? I mean, Robertson or John Stones?
Well, it all depends. Liverpool, if they concede against Everton, you might decide to drop to 1 Liverpool defender instead of going with 2. But again, Robertson's an attacker. He's going to get you.
Apparently, they're saying that he's just not striking up a partnership with Diaz like he would do with Mane. Diaz is too selfish for Robertson, and it just seems it's affecting Robertson's output.
Right, is that what they're saying?
That's what the expert. I don't mean fantasy football.
Jason giving any excuse to give United the vote. What do you mean? What do you mean by that? I started off saying that it was going to be 1-0 either way. I find out that Odegaard may not be playing, then I'd change it to 1-0 to United. Zinchenko might not fully make it, but I think Arteta will throw him in the lineup because of the importance of the game. Yeah, Clicker's true. Okay. The amount of running that Mane did, hard to replace that. It is. Yeah, it is. So that's it. And thanks for tuning in, guys. All the best. I genuinely think that I'm going to end it here.
What we did say, people, if you want to come live on air to chat about your teams for game week 6, please get into the waiting room. There's a couple of people in there.
There's no one there. There's no one there.
There was a second ago.
Yeah, because they thought I ended the stream. That's why.
We can bring on Max, or we'll bring on Daffyd, I think. Seeing as he's brand new.
Oh, we got that thing about the bet to sort out with Max. Who won the bet?
I think you've got another game week to go.
Oh, we've got another game week to go. No, because
yeah,
because it was 2. Oh yeah, it's this weekend, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's another game week to go. Yeah.
Make sure that if you want to come live on air, you put your team and the team screenshots. Daffyd, if you're listening in,
Daffyd,
make sure that you put your team and the team screenshots. So because of that, we'll bring on Max and hear what Max has to say.
No, he has put it in there.
Where?
There.
Hello?
Daffyd.
Wrong at the bottom.
Hello, Max.
I didn't realise you were bringing me on. All right.
Neither did I.
How are you?
There we go. Brace myself. What you got for me this week?
Oh, well, I mean, like you were saying about the bet, that's Saturday anyway. I mean, I think you're pretty much clear, but we might as well sweat it till the last game.
We'll sweat it, shall we? Rashford came out in the end with the cheeky assist, didn't he?
I did watch the entire game. I think he was. Did you watch the entire game, Jason?
No, I didn't. I'll be honest with you. I actually had to go shopping, believe it or not, and I was listening to it on Radio 5 Live up until the point of going into the supermarket. And I was saying to my wife, you know what? I could be home and watching Man United. She's like, yes, but we need to go food shopping. I'm like, okay, boss. And I pushed the trolley around the supermarket, and they came out, and then I was like, I managed to get home for the second half, but by that point we'd already scored, and it was flat as a pancake. There was nothing going on. Yeah. United didn't look like they were going to score. Neither did Leicester, barring a free kick. I must admit, it was one of the most boring games of Man United I've watched in a long time.
To be honest, I think if you didn't see the goal, you could have just assumed that was a 0-0. Yes. There really was just not a lot going on.
Yeah, it was almost like, well, we've got a goal now. We don't need to try to get a second. Leicester are awful. Let's just pass the ball around for 45 minutes or so, and that's what I saw. That's basically what I saw in the second half. I think I got in the house just, I think after the 55th, 60th minute. So by that point, the game was already flat as a pancake anyway. So I'm glad we got the win. Don't get me wrong, but do I feel like we've turned a corner in defence? Yes, but yet to see the likes of Rashford, him getting the assist will be good. I mean, Sancho getting the goal will be good for his confidence. I'm just very much interested to see how Anthony comes in, and certainly how that dynamic that could change a lot of things in that front three. It could, encourage them to put in better performances to try and earn their place in the squad, because they know that they're not going to be selected necessarily week in, week out. And I also thought Casemiro was a little bit wasteful. I don't know if you noticed that he was intercepting well enough, but he was just not getting the passes out the way he's known for, certainly from Real Madrid. Failing to connect with Bruno, failing to connect with Ronaldo late on in the game, and I thought that he was a bit wasteful. But I mean, give him a break, right? He's still getting up to speed in the Premier League and just in a new club. So, but other than that, I mean, it was pretty lame, really.
I think from my point of view, there was probably three things to take from it. Like FPL wise, it wasn't great. Do you know?
3 points is 3 points, though, eh?
Yeah. No, that's what I'm coming on to. Like, what I'm saying is FPL wise, it didn't look great in terms of like looking at assets and who to earn, etc. Probably outside of the defenders, let's say.
Oh yeah.
If I was a Man United fan, I would be sort of like happy with that, but not overly happy. At the end of the day, the 3 points is all that matters, right?
Yeah.
But there was some issues there, and I felt like Man United, like you were saying earlier, other teams would have been 2 or 3-0 up against Leicester there.
Yeah.
And they were, I don't think wasteful is the right
option. Put them to the sword, put them to a sword. Because Leicester could have got a free kick goal with Maddison, just a jammy, scrappy goal late on in that game. They could have got one. Like,
McTominay gave away a really dodgy free kick late on.
Oh yeah,
that was right in Maddison territory, and I thought they're going to get punished here.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those where you thought, oh, it's coming. There's going to be a dodgy goal, but we defended well in the end. And I mean, I like, for me, I'm just glad we've solved the defensive dilemmas, and really just shows how much of a problem we had, and the fact now, like, I go into games with United now confident that we can keep clean sheets, whereas before I didn't, and that's a good feeling.
See, I think as well, like, I think defensively they do look much better, but I think you have to sort of take it with a pinch of salt. The last 3 games, like Liverpool, that was a great win for Man United. Like, I'm not going to slag them off there.
They were all over us, Southampton, and we defended really well.
Yeah, like I said, I think Arsenal will be a test.
Che Adams is like a Jesus. Fast, physical, skillful. I mean, he caused problems and we dealt with him really well.
Yeah.
So I think Jesus is going to be another test. Dealing with Arsenal, it'll be
Man United have improved. Like there's no doubt about that. But the Arsenal game is going to be the one to see.
It's a tester, isn't it? Yeah, it really is a tester to see if we are safe to assume that the defense is actually at the level that we suspect it to be.
I just hope that Ten Hag is brave enough to replace Martinez, even though he's been fantastic, when you play up against a big centre forward, because I think that is an issue you're gonna have to deal with at some point. I
honestly don't know. I really don't know, because if he's able to, I mean, he's playing really well with Varane. They've got a good partnership. I don't know if you'd want to break that apart. I mean, more likely may change the formation, play 5 at the back potentially, if he was really concerned about height. But you know, I if it isn't broke, I don't think we need to fix it at the moment. And you know, I certainly won't be upset in the balance. But it is something which is a threat. I mean, we saw it with Southampton, didn't we? We saw the balls getting put in and the 50-50s with. I mean, Martinez is able to jump. I mean, Salvin makes a point. Martinez out jumps the big guy's little beast of a leap on him. Yeah, he has got a good jump on him. But if he's up against someone, physically up against someone in a corner, it's hard to gain that flight to header the ball. Like, if you're short and you're playing football and you've got a running jump, that's fine. But if you're up against someone, you're grappling with them for a corner, it's a different story. And yes, it could be a vulnerability. Yes, it could be something that needs to be addressed. But at the moment, I don't think Ten Hag needs to necessarily make those decisions right now. Let's just see how it goes.
I think as well is, like, it's all well and good saying that the guy can jump really high, but when you
Vincent in chat, I just want to say, sorry to cut you up, but
all right.
Martinez has won every single one of his aerial duels, 8 out of 8, says Vincent. But again, I think Max was saying when there is an identifiable centre forward that's like a tool, like the likes of Nunez for Liverpool springs to mind. You know, like the likes of Haaland, for example, springs to mind, or Mitrovic.
Yeah, I think it's all well and good saying
Harry
that the guy
Kane.
that the guy can jump really high, but the problem is that when you're in the box, you're getting your shirt pulled, you're getting jumped on top of. It's not, like you say, it's not a running jump. And I think the prime example was when Man United got whacked by Burnley, and I don't know where that stats come from, because Ben Mee won the header on the back post against Martinez, I'm pretty sure. Maybe that's in the last few games, etc., or whatever. But
yeah, it could have been in the last few games. But I mean, essentially, you know, I still don't think it's enough right now to risk breaking. But it's certainly something that opponents will look to kind of take advantage of. 100%.
I think you're probably right. Maybe you do switch to a 5 at the back.
Yeah.
Or you play maybe a taller midfielder that can deal with the people in the box, and he maybe takes a different marker or something like that. But I think it's something that
Casemiro is quite tall.
Yeah. Well, like you say, I think it's something teams will look to exploit. It's whether Man United can deal with that or not. And I'm not saying they can't, but I think it's something that is maybe one of Man United's weaknesses as it stands.
As it stands, yes, but you know, it's working so far. Let's see how it goes. But
sorry to interject. There's just been an incident at Burnley, West Brom, whatever, where we should have been awarded another penalty. But does VAR exist in the Championship?
No.
Well, there's a stonewall penalty, basically.
I actually quite like it. It just makes the game feel so much more pure. Like, there's obviously decisions that go against them.
Do you feel that VAR, like, because I know after VAR came in, people were like, oh, we're losing the emotion of the game because, like, we're stopping it, we're seeing things back on replays, we're deciding things. Like, for me, VAR's calmed down and I'm seeing less. Like, I think now they've got the balance much better, and I think it's they don't impact the game as much as it initially did. But it like, would you want to see VAR in the lower leagues?
I mean, don't get me wrong, VAR has much improved for sure, but for me, as just a general fan, like, celebrating a goal is difficult.
Yeah, because
you
don't know, do you? You're like, oh my god, can I celebrate?
I think that's the worst thing about VAR, and you even see the players doing it. They kind of like half celebrate these days. They're kind of like, oh, I don't know if I was offside or whatever, and it kind of ruins the game a little bit. But I understand why it's there.
It's in terms of, like, getting the correct result and not feeling cheated. You know, VAR has really helped come along. You know, there still is the odd, like, inconsistency. Like there's still the odd like controversy that happens, but then I put that down to the human beings that are looking at it.
I think that's the main problem for me, is that sometimes there's still controversy. VAR was supposed to come in and fix everything, and you still get a couple of decisions a game where you're like, I don't agree with that, or I don't agree with that.
And I think that this conversation's been had so many times in the past, but I do think that we are going down the path of having at some point anyway communications to the referees in game, so when they are making decisions, the commentators will switch over to the audio from the ref, so the referee, you can hear the decision making, the thought make, because the referee on the pitch may have seen something, or heard something, that has essentially led him to make an action, right, to take action, which you don't necessarily see in live footage, and also the reasoning behind a decision. there's Steve-O, they're saying it was a blatant penalty. FPL James spoke in the chat. But yeah, I think at the moment, I think it's not as bad as it was when it came in, and they'll continue to tweak it and then to prove it. VAR is still only as useful as Mike Dean, who oversees it. That's your answer, says Karma Baby. I still think some of the smaller clubs get a hard deal with VAR. It seems that I don't know, some of the games I've watched, they don't always get the decisions go their way.
There's been some weird decisions. Like, I guess the main one that stands out for me is, do you remember when Man City were playing Everton away and they were 1-0 up and it hits Rodri's hand in the box and it goes to VAR and it's not given, and it was like the most clear handball you've ever seen.
When the handball rule changed, didn't it? They said that any handball in the box, originally they said any handball in the box would be a penalty regardless, but then they've changed it now to
this was last season, I think, when that rule was still in place. I think some people will remember it, but Man City 1-0 up in the last minute against Everton. Right. And Everton pretty much should have had a penalty, but they didn't get the decision, sort of thing. And there's been weird situations. For me, I don't think VAR is the biggest problem in football. I think the clock is the biggest problem. I saw a stat the other day that was saying that on average the ball is actually in play 55 minutes of the 90, which is madness. If I could introduce a rule to football, I'd have the clock stopped when the ball goes out of play. And then there's no time wasting.
They're not adding on the time that's necessary, right? You're right. They wouldn't time waste. You're right. That's a really good idea. Stop the clock. Don't let the clock keep ticking. And just again, it's
like if you watch a game, for instance,
they take advantage of it, don't they? They take advantage of the clock, rolling over.
Well, goalkeepers is a prime example, right? If your team is 1-0 up, right, and it's like the 80th minute or whatever, and the goalkeeper hasn't been booked, he can basically take a free booking at that point.
15 seconds, 20 seconds to take a goal kick.
And then once he gets booked, he speeds up a little bit.
Boona. How you doing, mate? No VAR in the Women's Euro final either, yeah? There's definitely pros and cons, let's be honest.
Just like if you're ever watching a game from now on, just like count on your fingers or whatever how long it takes to take a throw in or a goal kick or whatever, and you think about that over how many times there is in the game, and then you've got
FPL makes the point though. How long would a game go on for? If that is a good point. We could see games that go on for 2.5, 3 hours.
That's probably why it's not been there. However, you do sometimes get instances of like 12 minutes at a time when someone's been down. But I think it's more just a case of fairness.
Maybe it's a case of referees is actually getting really harsh on people time wasting. Maybe it's a case of the multi-ball system always being in play.
Yeah. Well, I think that's probably one of the reasons they've introduced
and yellow cards for players that take but literally you are being unsportsmanlike and not taking their time to restart the game. But yeah, good point made.
I'll get onto my FPL team anyway because we've chatted a little bit. So I've put my team in the chat. Again,
Odegaard, what are you going to do with him?
I've got Rico Henry on the bench, so he's staying.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm not bothered. I've made 3 transfers this week.
Oh, okay.
That is my team with transfers.
What were your transfers?
So I took out Cancelo for Walker. I switched Haaland for Tony. and I went Diaz to Almiron, obviously because of funds.
So you brought Haaland in. Is that a result of his absolute goal spree recently? I think I can't go without Haaland.
Obviously, when we were chatting the other day, and Animations was on the stream, and he was asking who he should captain, and I was kind of saying like, I think there's a chance Haaland gets benched or whatever, and
yeah,
he went with Salah, and luckily for him, it paid off. You know, obviously it wasn't as good as Haaland, but he still got 20 points with the captain.
Could have been worse. Could have been KDB.
But I think, I had KDB this week as well. I had KDB captain the same as you, and I couldn't believe it when he brought him on for just no reason. I just thought, well, why are you bringing him on at 4-0?
I just want to address the comment in the chat. Raymer Gold says maybe if you spend a little cash on the YouTube adverts, the algorithm will become friendlier to the channel for organic search? Or failing that, hire a consultant. £500 will probably fix a lot of your traffic issues. You should have at least 50,000 subs by now.
I mean, it's all well and good saying that, but you've still got to put £500 in out of your own pocket.
It's not. I mean, I'll be honest with you, right? The algorithm doesn't like live streams. Like I'm going to tell you now, like the algorithm just deprioritizes live streams. When it comes to video content, the channels that do well are the ones that put out video uploads of 5 minutes or longer, and a mixture of both live streams and videos. Just doing majority live streams actually penalizes your channel. It's proven. Like many content creators talk about that. They do tests where they spend a week or 2 weeks without any uploads, and they notice a massive drop off on their social engagement and their organic engagement on YouTube. So the question you got to ask yourself: do we care, Steve-O?
Yeah.
I'll be completely blunt. That I think that the fact that me and you do full-time jobs, and we do this pretty much full-time as well, and it's going to sound really weird, but like it's a hobby we take really seriously, but I do genuinely think that we provide something that a lot of other channels don't, and we're definitely unique and different. And I'm not suggesting for 1 minute that I think we're worthy of going full-time on this. No. But considering the amount of hours that me and you put into this, plus the members' content as well, where it's within reason, like a video a day, which can be anywhere between 45 minutes to an hour and a half. Sometimes they can go up to 2 hours. People don't see any of this. People that don't get the member stuff only see like 2 live streams a week, when actually we're doing, I am like doing 6-7 hours worth of content behind that. And I just get frustrated at the fact that me and you get nothing from this whatsoever, other than the money goes into the website, the Discord, the restream service that we're doing now, which is fine. But it's a weird one for me, because I don't want to be doing I'm stating the bloody obvious, but do you really think I love working for a large retailer and just thinking to myself, wow, like I've got to get sorry, West Brom are just all over us at the moment here. I've got to get home in the next 10 minutes, but I can't because I'm stuck in traffic, blah, 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 all this Crimea River bollocks. But it's just like I'm having to fill shelves like yogurts, iceberg lettuce, milk, oranges, whatever. And it's just like, I can't be bothered with this. I'd rather just be doing something that I enjoy. And I know I'm stating the obvious, but it's the fact that we're actually doing this though. It's a weird one to talk about, to be honest with you, because I sound like I'm coming across as an egotistical, I nearly said the C word then, an egotistical bastard. But I know that me and Jason provide a high quality show which deserves to be recognised more than it should. Like us, I'm not going to lie, I'm still bitter over the fucking content award thing that was just a joke during the coronavirus era, because we weren't able to do any networking. I'm not going to lie either that I'm a bit of an idiot for not reaching out to other content creators. But like I said, when you get spat on or shat on constantly by inviting content creators on, they just constantly say no. After a while, you're just like, for fuck's sake, like when then? You know, it just gets. I'm sure there are people in watching this. Excuse me, watching this now, where they do something every single day, and it's just like, what is the point of me doing this? Like, when someone's constantly saying no to me, like it could be anything. Like if you're in a job where you're trying to improve something, and the manager's going, no. After a while, you just give up. It's why, like in my line of work, you see so many people with so much talent. Like it's like, why aren't you a manager? Why aren't you pushed yourself on? It's just like because they've been shat on so much. They're just got no motivation anymore. It's the same with us when it comes to me inviting guests.
The thing I'll say is like, you know, like a lot of people get caught up in the figures and the analytics, but like for me, the community has stuck with us for so many years. We've got a real good hardcore base. The amount of subscribers you have is not the cause of your success, in my opinion. It's you know, I much rather have, like, for me anyway, just have, you know, the people coming in telling me like they love our content because we're genuine, right? Than us try to change the way we are. Like you mentioned, mixing it up, changing our content in some way.
Can I just interject? On Chain Wrestling, they asked a question on their non-wrestling topic. They said, what are your favourite YouTube channels that you watch? And I basically just said that I have X, Y, and Z. But the problem with YouTube channels is that once certain ones get success, and by the way, I am not talking about FPL, but you can still apply it. Once channels get, quote, popular, they start selling out and they start becoming gimmicks. And yeah, it becomes really popular for the masses. But I can even see me as an individual watching that the content creators themselves are not enjoying what they're doing. They're just doing it for the sake of money. You know, we're just doing it for money. It's like, I get it, but I mean, there is one FPL content creator out there who I can see is just so desperate. Like, and I just think, dude, like, get a fucking grip of yourself. This is like your job now. And yet you have the audacity to like come out and like complain that you've got to do videos and live streams and fucking, you've chosen this path. Stop fucking complaining about it. Just gets on my fucking nerves when these fucking pieces of shit have YouTube as a full-time job and they come on YouTube and complain, I can't do it anymore, I'm not happy, I feel the pressure. Well, you're the fucking piece of shit that decided to sell out, do all these stupid fucking gimmicks about God knows what, and yet, yeah, you're making lots of money, but you don't enjoy doing what you're doing. Like, reevaluate your fucking life. It just pisses me off so much, YouTube does. And again, it doesn't just apply to fantasy football. You could apply it to, and the fitness world is one of the worst. The fitness world is horrific when it comes to this, and it's why I actually fucking hate the fitness world, because there is I so want to use the C word. There are so many arseholes out there that just use the fitness world as like a circus, and they're fucking destroying it. And it really, really annoys me that these so-called influencers on YouTube and stuff are creating this content for people to idolise over, and it's just, you just see it in the gym all the time, these fucking muppets not training correctly and everything. It's just embarrassing. Are we still on air?
Yeah, Bruno wants to get brought on. So Max, the transfers, the transfers you've done, Tony to Haaland, Diaz to Almiron, Cancelo to Walker. I mean, Almiron is just obviously a means to an end, right?
Well,
I mean,
basically,
I can't be confident with him, to be honest.
I had 5.3 in the bank, so my options were like
limited.
Limited, yeah, and like for me,
Almiron feels wasn't any other options.
Well, Harvey Elliott was kind of another one that stood out, but I wasn't going to get him either, I don't think. So, yeah, basically just Newcastle have got good, decent enough fixtures. He seems nailed on. I'm doing terribly anyway, so I want to have a punt. And then, again, I've got Rico Henry on the bench, not too worried about Odegaard. If he doesn't play, he doesn't play. And just one last thing before I go on Haaland. I think from now on, I think I've changed my mindset. If I know Haaland's fit, he's going to play. And he's probably going to be my captain as long as his fixture is better than Salah's. And that's it. I'm not going to say to anybody ever again he's going to get benched. I'm just going to play him. And if he gets benched, so be it. I think I've
Sorry to
stopped over.
interject, but this is why I just can't stand Ashley Barnes. Ball came over, he chests it down, controls it beautifully. All he had to do was get the shot on target.
Sorry, Steve, but Burnley aren't in the Premier League anymore. All right, can we stop talking about them? Thank you.
Useless.
Yeah, they are useless. That's why they're in the Championship.
Yeah, Jason, I'll jump on Sunday and we'll sort the bet out and have a chat about it, and then we'll sort the money out, etc.
Best of luck to you, dude.
Yeah, man. Take it easy, both of you. All right, have a good night. Right, see you soon.
Max.
Bye.
Thank you.
Right, David's next, but Bruno wants to come on, so we'll get them both in. David, hello, man. How you doing?
You right?
Good evening. How are we, guys?
Hello, Bruno. Hello. So we'll quickly just speak to David because he's been waiting quite a while.
No worries.
David, are you all set to go for Game Week 5?
I don't know.
Is it
I've got
Game
a
Week
bit
5?
of dilemma at captaincy, but I am sorry to disappoint you. My name is actually just David. I just can't get it on Discord. There's too many Davids on here.
Well, you've ruined my weekend already.
I was enjoying the pronunciations though. Yeah, I'm thinking of captaining Nico Williams. Is it insane? Crazy?
Yes.
Why are you thinking of captaining him?
Well, Haaland I think is probably about 50-50 to get rested, so I'm not looking to captain him. Salah, it's Everton in the early kickoff. I just think that could be a tight game, and Nico Williams he's such a bonus point magnet. If they get the clean sheet, he's pretty much nailed for 7 points plus 2 for playing. I mean, it seems wild, but the more I think about it, the more I want to do it.
I've been more tempted with Gundogan or Rashford, to be honest with you. Or Jesus, if you're ruling out Salah.
Yeah, I mean, again, that United-Arsenal game, it could go either way. It's probably going to be quite low scoring. Neither team will want to lose. Yeah, I just like Nico Williams. Although last time I brought him in, I benched Rashford for the Liverpool game, and obviously he scored there. That was 10 points, lost out on 9 points there. So I've got a bad history of him, but I just think this could be the week against Bournemouth that he does it.
I wouldn't be doing that. I'm sorry. I'd be captaining. I mean, your team's. I mean, you've got a great team. I'd be inclined to just stick it on Salah. I really would. Over Nico. I mean, it's a big risk. It's a big punt. Could come through for you, but why? Where are you ranked?
I have no idea. Probably about. Well, I'm 4th in the members league. I think I'm about.
Yeah. Well, what you're 4th in the members league, and you're going to jeopardize your rank by making such a massive punt on a captaincy.
I mean, this is where,
man.
You make your bold decisions. If it pays off, if Salah blanks, Haaland blanks, clean sheet for Nico.
Yes, it could come through for you. I mean, if it does, you would be hailed as a genius. I mean, it's not. I mean, I can understand the reasoning by it. I mean, clean sheet. The chances of clean sheet are there. He's get an assist. Just don't know if I'd have the balls to do it, man. Personally, Steve-O.
West Ham have just scored in the 97th minute. It's ridiculous. I mean, Don't get me wrong. West Brom has been absolutely battering us, but
I was going to say you mean West Brom, right? Not West Ham.
West Brom, whatever. I just cannot believe that.
So you missed. So you should have had a penalty, and now you've lost.
Well, we should have had a penalty. Ashley Barnes should have hit the target with his half volley. We could have been we've hit the post. We could have been 2 or 3-0 up in this game and just conceded in the last damn seconds. I mean, that is absolutely
kick to the gonads. That's what it is. Firetog. So I spend a second to say to Firetog that I'm just reading in the chat that Firetog's doggy is needing to have its back leg amputated next week. Dude, that sucks, genuinely, and I hope that she gets through fine. And I mean, I've known plenty of dogs that get on with 3 legs, no issues. They adapt to it. They run around and they don't even let it bother them. So sorry to hear that. But certainly your dog will not change. The dog will still be the same dog. And, love and care goes a long way, is all I'll say. And big loves to Firetog in the chat and Lily as well. So, Steve-O, the question of Nico Williams as captain for David.
I think
David.
I'm looking at the fact you're fourth in the Members League, which just the fact you've come on air, you're fourth in the Members League, and you're going with this decision here is just, I think it's just bonkers.
I think it's brave. Brave is another word that begins with B.
And
Slightly less.
Perisic, I don't understand.
I definitely don't think Perisic will play on Saturday. He played about 80 minutes. I mean, he played the full 90, didn't he? Because he got booked in the 91st minute for descent and lost 2 bonus and obviously the point for the booking. So I don't think he'll play.
This could either be the biggest payoff in elite FPL history, or it's going to be the biggest cataclysmic decision you'll have made for the rest of your life. What's the realistically Nico Williams is going to get tomorrow? Realistically, let's just say clean sheet, assist, 3 bonus points. Realistically, there's more. But actual realistically, I think 2 points. I can just see Bournemouth scoring. I would not be surprised if it ended a Bournemouth win, because Forest are there at the back, and Bournemouth have got goal scorers. So I just think you should just stick with safety and either A, just stick the captaincy on Haaland, or go with one of Gundogan or Jesus.
Absolutely. I just think you're doing something very risky, is all I'll say. And I don't know what you came to. Oh, Boona's gone. Boona's dropped off. That's a shame. I was looking forward to saying hello to Boona. Boona, come back on if that was a mistake.
It says here that he's arrived at his destination. He'll try and get on another time.
Right. Okay. I didn't realise he had to. It was a flying visit. Sorry. Yeah, dude. Just what's the chances of this actually taking place? What's the chances of you actually going ahead with this?
I think probably about 80% at this point. I put it on him that Thursday, or yesterday. I mean, bloody hell, feels like a long
What were
week.
you expecting us to say?
Well, I was just hoping, you'd give some good arguments for Salah and I'd be able to chicken out. But I think I'm going to go ahead with it.
It's hard to give you You've got some great picks in you. I mean, Jesus, Haaland, Salah, in that team. I would even argue Cancelo against Villa. Nico Williams. I think where would I put him in terms of priority of captaincy? How many people would I captain over Nico Williams this week in your team? Probably I'd probably captain Cancelo over him. I probably would captain Martinelli over him. I probably would captain Salah over him. Jesus and Haaland. So you got 5-6 players I would captain over Nico in that team. I honestly think that if it pays off for you, then you've hit the jackpot. It's a big risk, and you're doing something which is, you're throwing the dice, man. You're rolling the dice.
And let me just look at your team the last 5 game weeks. Have you done anything risky at all like this over the past 5?
Not really. Taken some bad captaincies, obviously with Jesus when he got 1 pointer. But again, I think Salah was the popular captain. And he got like 3 or something. So, that was the 9-0. So that didn't really hurt me. And I'm hoping if it does go bad for Nico Williams, at least maybe Salah gets 1 goal, Haaland gets 1 goal, and it isn't the end of the world. But I just think it's going to be a low-scoring game week, and hopefully I can do something good.
Yeah, I'm just looking at your team here. It really is down to your captaincies. They've just been terrible. Like, you could have had anybody in your team captain, and you'd probably be top of the Members League. But you've just gone with the wrong captaincy option each week.
I mean, I think I've been on the popular people generally most weeks. I think that the only one obviously was at -2 when I took Salah over Jesus.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to say.
Fair enough. Well, it's been good talking to you, and I look forward to the members video where Steve-O's reviewing my team top of the league.
Oh, I love it.
Right.
I really will. Thank you so much. Nihal says in the chat, Saliba to Nico, Neto to Gross for -4. Thank you for the 199.
Saliba to Nico Williams.
Neto to
Saliba
Gross.
against Man United. Gross against Thingy. I think it's just about worth it.
Yeah, for -4 it's okay.
I think it's just about worth it.
Yeah.
What do you think about that Nico Williams captaincy? Do you think he's speaking? Do you think David as a member just?
I think that he's playing mind games. I don't see him doing it. You don't throw away 4th place.
Well, we'll find out during the 3 p.m. kickoffs tomorrow.
We'll find out. Yeah.
If he's done it.
Yeah. Right. Let's just think about bedtime now because I'm tired. Oh.
Yeah.
It's been a long day. Been a long week. I just want to address a few things in chat. Rusty Nails, whatever his name is. Rusty something. Rusty Twitch viewer. Rusty Shekels, that's it. Rusty Shekels says, if you constantly finish in the top 10k, maybe people will watch your channel. I couldn't give a shit. Max Roberts donated £2 free super chat. Best of luck to everyone this week. See you Sunday. Best of luck to you, Max. Looks like you're burning into that bet money, man. Keeping on with those donations that YouTube takes a massive cut out of. Don't forget, 30% goes to YouTube. Keeping them running, keeping their light on. Go with the there was another comment saying that apparently that it's alright for you, Jason. You're well off and wealthy, whereas poor Steve is having to work in Tesco. I can assure you that's not right. That's not true. I can promise you that much. I can't find the message now. I don't know who said that, but I think it was actually the gold guy again. Gold something. Wormagold. Yes. FPL mate hadn't finished in the top 100k before he got 50,000 followers. Good point, says Carvo. Maybe people just don't like our content. Maybe we're just two guys that we don't make great football content, and that's why we don't get many subscribers. Maybe that's what it is. You know what? That's maybe what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we're just like maybe we're too hostile.
I think in all seriousness, you hit the nail on the head. If we were doing 2 uploads a week videos and a couple of
Hey guys, what are you doing this week? We're your FPL team. Oh my god!
You sound like a typical American woman there.
Sorry, mate. Anyway, let's clear off, shall we? I've had enough of this.
Yeah.
Why are you still watching, guys? Why are you still watching? Go watch the 50,000k YouTube channels.
In all seriousness,
that's where you should get. That's where you should get your advice from. That's how you win at FPL, right? You know, deadly serious. Yeah.
Make sure you all tune in tomorrow 3 p.m. Probably go live a bit earlier than that, but yeah, 3 p.m. all the goals covered here. Find out how Nico Williams gets on for David. Nico Williams.
Oh, you know what? That was scary, but I don't know if I could do that voice again. It actually hurt my throat. I think scheduled streams of videos is what most people like. Not everyone. Yeah. Just Steve-O should try calling people dickheads more often. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe people don't like swearing. Maybe people don't like swearing. People don't like the Steve-O may just be intimidating. You know, they might think, "Oh God, don't like him. He's tattooed up. He looks like bodybuilder."
I remember,
and he's got a
in
chain
fact, I'll do a quick supermarket story regarding that.
No, what it is? Oh, what are these guys doing? They call themselves an FPL channel. All they talk about is wrestling in Tesco. It's like the people don't take us seriously, Steve-O, because we don't. Maybe because we don't talk that much about fancy football.
Yeah, there was this is years ago now, a customer.
Because we you know, every now and again, right, we do get people in the chat going, "Excuse me, can we talk about fantasy football?"
Well, the thing is with...
Excuse me, who should I captain this week?
Well, this is why I love chain wrestling, because honestly, the first...
Shall I bring Haaland in for a -4?
The first hour of chain wrestling is just...
Should I play my bench boost this week, or do you think I should triple captain?
Are they actual questions?
No, they're not. I'm just making examples of what the FPL community are like.
Because I just finished this. It's because
I'm trying to let you talk, Steve-O.
With chain wrestling, the first, it's like normally like a 2.5 hour podcast.
Do you think Diego Jota's going to take minutes away from Diaz?
But like the first hour is always like a non-wrestling topic, and it's just fantastic because it's involving the community. They're talking with the community about things that they're interested in, and it's just like the best one they did recently was computer games that stole your life away when you were younger. And it just went on forever and ever. And like games like that I was mentioning, like Command and Conquer and Doom and Track and Field, Die Hard Trilogy, GTA, Call of Duty Modern World at War and stuff.
Brilliant games.
And they would like talk about Tony Hawk's Skateboarder. And,
oh, yeah.
You know, and it just went on and on. You're like, this is just brilliant.
That's right. Elite FPL is the ghetto, says Weimar Gold. We're the ghetto, apparently.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult. I mean, you're still here watching us, so here you go. Yeah. Appreciate the support. Hope you subscribe.
Ali saying, I'm quite
I hope
new
you're
to your
subscribed and contributing to us.
Ali saying, I'm quite new to your channel. I like your content, so it's going to continue watching your stuff. Yeah, again, we implore people to get involved in everything, especially on the watch-alongs. Christ, the watch-alongs. We need that interaction desperately. And remember, tomorrow, 6 games, Jace.
Well, I didn't give a shit about 5 of them.
No, I know you don't. Most of your players are playing on this. Annoyingly, I can't watch any of the matches on Sunday. I'm so annoyed.
Well, I tell you what, if you do Saturday, I'll do something on Sunday.
Well, if you do, I'll be able to listen to the live. Ironically, I'll be able to listen in.
What games are on Sunday? Let's have a look. What times are they? What time? Yeah, what time are they? Let's have a look. So Sunday, 4:30. Okay. So how about I do the 4:30 Man United Arsenal game, and then you join me afterwards to go to the Sunday surgery. How does that sound?
I'll be at work, like I've just said.
What time are you free?
I won't be free until, I guess, 7ish, and that's
fine. That's fine. 7:30, then we'll do the Sunday surgery. It's no problem. That's fine. All good. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you ever so much for watching us. Our content, which you may or may not like. People come here, they check us out, they stick around. You know, some comments. Thank you so much for the comments in the chat. Your content is great, very entertaining. I tell you what would be good: a forfeit of the loser for each game week of some sort. No, mate, no.
Nah, it's a gimmick.
No, we're not a gimmick channel. We're not here to pander to the to these.
We always, in all seriousness, we want to encourage people that are actually part of the streams. The leagues
Community.
To come live on air, like David just now.
Yeah, like to be honest, a lot of people. I mean, I don't necessarily want to know what Steve-O's doing, or I want to know what everyone else in the YouTube league or the Rivals League are doing. You know, and the sense is right that people stick here because they like who we are as people, right? They don't hang on every word that we say because we're not exactly. I would say that we're decent FPL managers, but we haven't got like the Hall of Fame that others have in this space, and we don't pretend to have that. So. The only time you talk FPL is to flame each other. Keep it up. Oh, there we go. That's a compliment from Vermagold, at least. Yeah, I mean, I like I said, I couldn't care what people think of me or Steve-O. We just say it as it is, and if you like it, you stick around. If you don't like it, then you clear off to someone else that's going to tell you something that you want to hear. At the end of the day, that's the way it is. The general chat attracts us. A lot of FPL content creators schedule their videos with a set of goals, and that's it. You guys let the community get involved and debate their opinions, says Paulie in the chat. Thank you so much. Steve-O should start... Yeah, I think I read that already. Just keep calling everyone dickheads. It works. TikTok has ruined people's concentration. It's so bad they can't even watch 1-minute videos. They're really missing out on the streams.
Oh, don't get me started.
TikTok generation, man. You're gonna have people
Trash.
like. I've got a 5-year-old girl, and she's gonna grow up in a generation that everyone's gonna be literally. We thought it was bad right before with people on tablets and phones and laptops and it's gonna get even worse. People are gonna have eventually. We're gonna have these like either implants, or we're gonna have these ocular sort of like lenses in glasses and stuff, and we're gonna have access to everything. Just basically when you're doing everyday things, you're just going to be constantly connected to the internet in some way, shape, or form. Lots of people say it's great because everyone's connected, but it's going to completely like erode like the fabric of society. People are going to become really like. Have you ever seen Black Mirror? If you've ever seen Black Mirror, there's an episode of Black Mirror when it like you like I want to get like Steve-O, like me please, like you guys come on here now. Guys, you should be doing much better than what you are. You should be on 50,000 subscribers. You should be 100,000. At the end of the day, we're not changing. This is who we are. If you go back to our streams from day one, you'll notice our content is the same, right? If you dislike our show, that's fine. I'm not going to lose any sleep of it. And the same way is like, I hate it when people, they try to conform and try to be something that they're not because they want to get likes and subscribes, and they sell out. And like, we've had people ask to advertise their products, we've had people asked to do collaborations and referrals. 99 times out of 100 I turn around and say no, not interested, nah, because I'm not. Steve-O's like, Steve-O busts his butt like at work and he talks about it, and eventually one day, who knows, he might be able to do this full time.
He says, can I just address this? So Werner Gold is saying, I just want to see Steve-O be financially successful. He has a tough life, it seems. I won't go to say as far as say I have a tough life. It's just the fact that living in London, I'm not going to lie, is
expensive.
It's expensive, but I don't really care about the money. It's affecting my mental health. Like, just driving to work is
Get a
horrible.
bike.
I'd live too far away.
Cycle.
Does
it take too long? It takes too long.
It would take a minimum of an hour to bike.
Oh,
ride.
okay.
I'm not interested, and it'd probably take me an hour and a half to bike ride home. Actually living in London, it's just too busy. I live in one of the smallest towns in London, and yet it's like probably busier than where I come from. I can't get my head around it.
Firetog makes very quickly. Firetog makes a really good point. If we had 50,000 subscribers, just say we did, the chat would be going so quick. We wouldn't be able to just sit and have a chat with you like this, just like roll with you guys, because it would be too hard, and so many people would be missed. That's another thing. So like, give us steady growth. Let's like, if we're gonna get to 50,000 subs, which I do believe we can, if we get to that eventually, it'll be over years and years and years and years. It won't be, it won't be tomorrow, maybe, but I will say we could hit a wave at some point where we just go flying, because I've seen channels that spend 2-3 years to get to the first 10,000. They get to 10,000, and then 6 months later they're at 25,000.
Well, if David hits it off with this Nico Williams captaincy, Alex Vollo, I know you're here.
It's all because of us.
You do a thumbnail for Nico Williams, and we'll just clickbait it.
There we go. We can sell out.
But in all seriousness, like living in London as well, like a lot of people are obsessed with money. I think it's pretty sad, to be honest with you. I don't give a shit about money. I genuinely only care about my mental health and being happy with things that I like to do. And unfortunately for me, living in a tiny little bedroom for the past 5 years, smaller than Jason's shed. And
it literally is smaller than my shed.
And living with people I don't particularly, majority of the time, I don't really get on with, because they're just they're just pieces of shit half the fucking time. It's not
we've had
pleasant.
a donation, a super chat from Gary Horwood. I'll just replay it. Thank you so much, Gary.
Half a point.
It's $3.49 New Zealand money.
Yes.
Thank you so much for that. Much appreciated.
Gary
But yeah,
Horwood
like, people are
donated
just-
Oh, hang on 1
New
second.
Zealand dollars and 49 cents through Super Chat.
Oh, there's no message. Never mind.
But yeah, people are just
Sorry.
obsessed with London. Like, I've got a colleague at work that's quitting his job to move to another supermarket, which is a shitter job. And it's because he's going to get paid an extra 50p more. And he's just like, well, I get paid more money. And you're like, yeah, but the work conditions are worse.
Well, Stephen says, Steve-O, just out of interest, why do you live in London then?
Well, ironically, it's because it was because of the gigs music scene. I was going to literally gigs once a month because every band that I like will come to London. Then the coronavirus, like 2.5 years of my 5 years here have been under coronavirus.
Mm.
And I know it's hit everybody hard. I'm not sitting here pretending that it hasn't, but for me, one of the main things I came for London for is just being able to go to gigs. They don't exist anymore. Majority of our bands that I listen to will not come to this country anymore because of, ironically, because of the inflation now. Even big established bands are refusing to come to Europe because they're spending so much money on fuel and living costs and everything.
Yeah.
They just go, not gonna do it.
Ant in the chat says I've got a garden shed, Steve-O, £10 a week for you, mate.
Is it big enough for a double? Well, big enough.
That's
for
not a
minimum-
double bed, mate. That's not a double bed, is
yeah,
it?
for a single bed.
Have you got a single bed? Seriously?
Yeah, and I'm bigger than it.
You sleep on a single bed?
Yeah, and I'm bigger than the bed because I'm a big old lump. I'm not like.
Oh my god, dude!
It's just terrible.
It's also a dumbbell stand.
Well, that's a dumbbell. That's just a. In fact, I'm gonna have to. Where's the camera thing here? That's just a 8 kilogram. Span. 1, 2, 3. That's why it's 7 kilograms there. That's what.
Look at this, chat. You're getting an exclusive. So that's your. So you. Do you know what, dude? One thing I noticed about your room, like, I hate to say it, but like, why is it so plain? Like, do you not fancy putting posters up?
Well, number one, I don't really want to put posts up. Number two, it's not my room, is it? It is, but if I wanted to move out tomorrow,
Bit of blue tack.
It would all have to be taken down and all this nonsense. Jason,
I bet you don't live in one room. No, I don't live in one room. But what does that? I mean, we've got different lives. I don't live in London. There's a lot of difference between both of us.
Well,
I've seen prison cells bigger than our bedrooms.
But you've got different stresses, haven't you? You were married and have a child.
Yes.
That's massively more stressful than mine.
And also, don't forget, I've also got because I'm married. I've got someone else that's supporting the household income, right? So Steve-O's got himself, so he's paying his bills himself. Whereas with me, I've got my wife who helps pay for the household costs. So of course, it takes a lot of the weight off if you've got someone else that's bringing in an income also.
Yeah, my incomings are literally my outgoings. It's pretty horrific, to be honest.
I can tell you now, if something happened with my wife and I had to move out, I would be stuffed and I would have to look for a really cheap bed sit or somewhere. Like, I not only with the maintenance costs, like the cost of living is ridiculous, right? It really is. And for it to be single right now in the UK with rising costs, the fuel, everything's going up. There's big challenges out there ahead for a lot of people. And if you're leaving home, if you're like a 16, 17, 18-year-old now, you can't leave home. Like, you cannot leave home. Lots of places are so expensive to rent. The bills, like I said, are ridiculous. If you're going to get a car, it's ridiculous. I feel really, really sorry for people that are leaving school now with dreams and aspirations to actually do something with their lives. Maybe they've got maybe they've gone to university, maybe they're leaving university, they're finding it hard to get a job. They've been promised jobs with the qualifications that they get from university, and they end up working in Tesco like Steve-O. No disrespect to Steve-O, but it's going to get harder and harder. And why my God said, I have plenty of money myself these days. I was skint and living like Steve-O until I was 32. Yeah, I mean, circumstances change, and opportunities come, and like I said, circumstances change all the time. At the moment, things are okay for myself and my wife, but that can change at any time. Never take anything for granted. Never, always be careful, and make sure that you manage your money properly. Even though I don't know how we've gotten this conversation, but the truth of the matter is that you need to take actions, and I'm sure Steve-O at some point will take actions, because it's obviously not happy. It's obviously not happy with the situation. I do think that you will at some point make a decision. I won't go into it too much, but you could end up moving back down south if you wanted to with family. That's an option for you. There's lots of things, but just to kind of get you back, get you established down there. But yeah, I mean, it's not getting any easier, guys. It really isn't. How can I get into the mod league? Is there an invite code? Well, you're not a mod. I start in college in 10 days. I don't know how I feel about it, says Ali. I mean, if you're going into professions that are highly, like, for example, like to be a doctor, to be a, I'm trying to think of what professions, like an engineer, for example, an engineer, some sort of scientist, you could, maths, I mean, mathematicians. If you're getting into a profession that's high, as a high demand for, then you're fine. But like if you're going to university and you're studying something, no disrespect, like sociology or psychology, you may struggle when you come out. Or like the study of surfing, which I understand there's a qualification for that. But I mean, at the end of the day, all right, whatever you do, the ideal world is that you do what you want. Like you like, I don't want to get onto the subject. Like I've got a 5-year-old, and like she wants to do certain things when she grows up, and she's so innocent, and she thinks like, and I encourage her. I said that if you want to do it, you can be whatever you want to be, but life is difficult, right? And I'm trying to teach her that life is hard, and she can't always get what she wants. So many parents may just kind of just give in to everything, and when kids leave school and when their kids live home, they're not used to standing on their own 2 feet. And I want to make sure that she knows how to stand on her 2 feet. She knows the value of money. She understands what money is and how you can make it work for you. But I guess the point I'm trying to make is that society is fucked. It really is.
Paulie's saying, was I ever in a band when I was younger? Well, by weird coincidence. Have a listen to this.
I was in a band. Did you know that, Steve-O?
No, was it this? Hold on a minute. This is terrible. But my mate sent me this. Listen to this.
Who's that?
That was me singing in the band Vendetta. It was terrible. It was
oh my god,
appalling. And that was from 2006, 2007.
Wow,
guessing.
dude, I didn't know that. I sang in a band, but as a backing singer, I was I'm a rhythm guitarist, and did a few pub circuits around Torbay. Recorded an album. Then the band broke up. The drummer went to university. The lead singer got married, and I ended up doing more work hours, and it just split up, fragmented. It's hard being in a band, man. Really hard. A lot of fun though, but really difficult.
Oh yeah, my friend who I live with.
That's really hard doing that voice. It ruins your vocal cords.
Well, that was when I was 23, 24, that would have been. And we were just doing cover acts, but the problem is that me and my closest friend were good at what we did. He was a guitarist.
That is terrible, says Harbour Boy.
And but the drummer Alex Richardson and the bass player Otto were fucking hopeless. And when we did our first gig, them two were just terrible. It was just terrible.
But you know, an hour ago I said I was going to go sleep.
The thing is, there was like, there was genuinely a local band in the area who were just so annoying that they were so lazy, and the singer was going to quit, or they were going to ask him to leave, and they were going to get me involved. But because of my drive, I think I would have taken them to the next level. They had their album incredibly reviewed in Kerrang.
Maybe me and you can get into a band, Steve-O, in the future if we get all this money from Elite FPL when we get to 50,000 subscribers. We don't have to worry about working anymore, and I can play guitar and you can do screaming. We could do Under Oath. We could do Under Oath covers.
Oh, I can't stand them. I put them because what's his face? Nick Nocturnal.
Their early stuff was good. They I liked that. It's dangerous business walking out your front door.
I couldn't.
Drummer's good. What's his name? The drummer. Oh God. He was also drumming for Paramount at one point.
Firetalk saying, when you say you were good at what you did, were those vocals an example? Like, doing vocals like that it's
not easy.
It's not easy, Firetalk. We were covering Hatebreed, and I was really proud of the fact that I could prolong my guttural for a prolonged period of time. We were very influenced by Kill Switch Engage, as an example. But this is at a stage when I knew nothing about any vocal training, anything like that. You know, fast forward 20 odd years or whatever it is, and I watch this guy occasionally that talks about vocal patterns and how to do it and stuff. It's very interesting to listen to, and it's very difficult. I may have to do that on my I'll do it on my Total Steve-O podcast. I'm thinking of reinventing that and calling it the Total Steve-O Rock Show. So I did a podcast yesterday, and it was just me speaking for about 5 seconds, introduce a song. Speak for 5 seconds, introduce a song. And I'm probably going to be talking about that on a podcast. Do people really know what's being said in those songs? No. It's an interesting one. Callum Foster, how long have you two known each other since this show?
Known who?
Us two.
Who are you?
So 3.5 years. 4?
So the story goes is that we knew of each other through friends, mutual friends, but we never really knew each other.
Pete and Dan, wasn't it?
We knew each other existed from photos and from just talk in general, but we never met. Have we met in real life? Like, I think we're talking donkeys years ago. You were going on a night out. Who the fuck are you? No. You were going on a night out with Pete. Oh right,
Jack.
Yeah.
And a few others.
Yeah.
And I think I may have met you actually at Pete's house when you were in that little flat. And we were talking about fantasy football because I went round there to arrange the Torbay Elite with Pete, and you were upstairs and you were sleeping. And I remember Pete saying, "You got to keep the noise down because Jason's asleep." And we were talking about tactics, and this is like what, 2012? I'm guessing 2013.
Oh my god.
So yeah, and
we both know Simon Bellamy. We do, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, Cy Bellamy's a close family friend, along with his brother Dale.
I know Simon more than Dale. I know Dale, but Simon's. I've known Simon since Westlands.
Well, that would have been through Pete as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah, mainly, yeah.
Yeah. And it's all how Torbay Elite kicked off, really, because of our friendship groups.
Yeah. I mean, if it wasn't for Dan, like we wouldn't have met again, like, and we certainly wouldn't have got Elite FPL.
No, I still think it's mental that it's gone from being
because you only brought me on because I was doing well.
Yeah.
Like, let's be honest.
Well, no. To be fair,
I was like 300 in the world or something, like, and you like, oh, let's come on and talk about your team on Facebook.
Well, we were doing it on Facebook, weren't we?
Yeah.
And we literally just were like, it'd be really cool to get Jason.
Thank you,
on
Michael
'cause he's
McDonald.
winning-
Cheers, mate.
Because he's winning the league really comfortably.
Well, no, it was only game week 4.
Well, yeah, but still, you were doing really, really well.
I was.
And basically, it's crazy to think, like, because I've been living in London now for coming up to 15th of September is 5 years to the day that I moved up. And I just remember walking to the gym and speaking to Dan about you and saying, we need Jason on more. And I think he's got something about him that can bring us.
I was talking about Michael McDonald. I have been talking about Dallo quite a lot over the last few weeks, just to let you know. This is an FPL channel, but yeah, carry on.
But yeah, and I was talking about you to Dan on the
Bruce
voice
saying back when Jason was good at FPL, go fuck yourself.
And it's crazy to think that fast forward 5 years.
Callum saying, have you ever played football when you were younger? Yes, I played left midfield and in goal. So I played for Paynton Villa in left midfield, and I played for all of my school teams in goal. And what was the other team I played for? South Brent. South Brent, if you know of that amazing, massive club in the South Hams. Yes, I was played in goal for South Brent, and I played left midfield for Paynton Villa for a couple of seasons too. I was actually quite good in left midfield. But my best position was a goalkeeper, and then after that I retired, and I took up refereeing. I signed for the Devon FA, and I was refereeing for about 5 or 6 seasons there for the Devon FA, covering the South Devon Football League. I'm still actually a registered FA referee.
Yeah, it's for me. I always was like the left. I'd be like the equivalent of like a. Dan always
Left
described
back?
me as a Patrick Vieira type role, and I was like, nah, I'm more of a left winger / attacking left-minded midfielder, because I was
left forward
really
then.
quick. Yeah, I was really quick, like legitimately really, really quick.
I was actually quite skillful when I was younger. Like when I used to be really skinny, but I used to be quite good with the ball at my feet, and I used to be able to take on players. I used to really. That's why when I played left midfield, I really enjoyed it. Because my early years I was playing in goal, so I was watching everything from in goal. But then I managed to play in midfield. Played left back a few times as well. They used to alternate me. They used to play me left back and left midfield. But I really liked playing left midfield. And I do think in the future we could play like a game. We can go to London. We can play a game or something for.
Well, I've always said that I want to participate in that Game Week 38 charity match that I think they're doing.
Is this an FPL channel? Says Dread.
Brew making the point. Steve was basically son. Yeah, I was genuinely really, really quick, like straight up really quick. And I always remember.
Jason would compare himself to the lot. Other side.
I always remember in a 7-a-side match, Sai going. I told this on a members video.
I'll be honest with you. I miss football. If I had more time, I would play 5-a-side again. I played 5-a-side for a couple. I mean, I remember. I'll tell you a story, guys. Years ago. This is about 3 or 4 years after I started refereeing. I got asked to play for a 5-a-side team. I was playing in goal for a 5-a-side team. I was playing all right. Made a few mistakes. Got a bit rusty after a while. But I played out. I got a chance to play out. And I'm telling you now, the amount of fitness you lose if you don't play football for a little while. Honestly, it's ridiculous. I felt like I was like just an absolute useless turd on the pitch. You need to get yourself in shape before you play football again. And if I was to play football again, I would be like hitting the gym, you know, getting on the treadmill cardio for months beforehand, because I knew that like if I was going to be serious, I'd have to do that, because there's no way right now that I could run for 90 minutes. No way.
I can't kick anymore. I can do the sprinting.
I can kick.
And stuff is fine.
But I can kick, I can kick from a standing position. Like, don't tell me to run 45 meters. I'm not going to do it. Like, I'll get halfway and I'll be like, right, fucking hell. Is it half time yet? Oranges, please, oranges. Go down injured, holding my leg, going, oh, stop play, ref. I need to catch my breath.
Karma Baby saying, I'm still playing competitively at the age of 44. When I stop playing, I don't know what
No
I'll
worries,
do
Fire
with
Tug, man.
myself.
No, mate, honestly, if playing football, if you've got time to play football and you've got some friends and you've got a good bunch of lads to play football with, there's nothing better, especially in this days and age where you just don't have any social interaction with the public because, you know, people don't have time anymore. That's the great, yeah, playing football is great, and hold on to it as long as you can, because when it's gone, you'll miss it. You'll miss it completely. Right, Steve-O, we need to clear off here, mate. It's almost 11:15.
Yeah.
You know, tomorrow, seriously, tomorrow tune in to Steve-O at 3 p.m. And yeah, thank you for tuning in, guys. If you like it, maybe help us out, get us 10k. You know, keep subscribing, guys. If you're watching this back on the replay, keep subscribing. All the best.
See you later.
The day of dire regret and the time you lost is empty and cool.
That's
yeah,
us
song?
demonetized.
Name the song, Steve-O.
Seize the day.
Yes, absolutely. Right, it's only because Dredd said the Seize the Day.
Good song. Very good song.
Yeah, it is. Good solo. All the best, guys. Peace.